Oh my, what's this? We have a battle against XSquareStickIt. You know, that guy that nobody ever watches me battle against because, for whatever reason, people don't want to watch people battling people who are battling people. That, or people just don't seem to be too interested in my battles anymore or something, I don't know. It all depends on whatever factor you consider to be the case. I kind of forgot where I was going with this, but that's not important, is it? Is it really? It probably is. But I'm not going to let it get the best of me. I've got a battle against XSquareStickIt, and as you can see, we are seeking participants going around on the Wi-Fi, green, yellow, blue, looking for you on Wi-Fi, etc. That's a song that I was singing during Battle for Charity 3. By the way, this is not from Battle for Charity 3. I actually had this match today, and I wanted to get it up today because I need to get more matches up more timely and more times of the week. Anyways, this is an NU battle. I normally despise lower tier matches, but since it's against XSquareStickIt, I really don't have to worry about him just stalling for 20 years, because apparently OU is crappy and gay and everything else that people like to say, which is all stereotypical and stuff, but I mean, if you want to get technical, all tiers have 10 Pokemon that everybody uses. It's called usage, people. That's what the tiers are for. Anyways, he's going to lead with his Arbok. I'm going to lead with my Piloswine. And I named it Feathery Wind because pillows win, you know, yeah. I used to think it was Piloswine, but then I found out that it's actually Piloswine because a pile of swines is better than a pile of feathers. But that has nothing to do with my nickname. I accidentally gave this guy Life Orb instead of Eviolite. Don't ask me how I even did that, but it actually ends up helping me out in the end. He's going to switch out to his Masquerain, I guess, thinking I would go for Stealth Rock right away or something, I don't know. But, I'm going to switch out to my Aldino, who I named something in Japanese, which is not really Japanese, but, you know, it's Japanese nonetheless. It's like, yeah, something with hearing. Anyways, stuff happens. He goes for the Hydro Pump and surprisingly hits, despite the fact that low accuracy moves are not supposed to hit. That's kind of the point of them being low accuracy. Or at least we consider them low accuracy, considering 85 isn't really that low, but then again, it hits less often than other moves, but if it was Zap Cannon rather, not Volt Cannon, I don't know where I'm getting Volt Cannon from. If it was that, it would have missed. Anyways, he's going to start going for Quiver Dances as I Fire Blast, surprisingly hit the Fire Blast, which doesn't normally happen to me, and I find out that he doesn't actually have Air Slash, so that I don't have to worry about flinching, thankfully enough. He's going to Bug Buzz again, and I'm going to Fire Blast again and surprisingly hit 2 in a row. So obviously something is going wrong with the random number generator if we are hitting all of our moves that have lower accuracy than 100. So I'm going to bring back my odd... No, I'm not. I want to stay in Wish in case he wanted to do something else. And it turns out he wants to Roost because I could insert a Jimmy joke here, but we don't really have to. And now I'm going to decide that I don't hear him anymore and bring out my Fluffy, thinking that Dragon resists Bug, but no, it does not. As I found out there by having it die a horrible death. Oh well, thankfully I didn't need him. Now I'm going to go out to my Feathery Wind, and I'm going to go for the Ice Shard, and I have max attack anyway, which sounds counterproductive on paper, but I guess it kind of works out in the end. I mean, he has a high HP stat, and Violite would give him decent defenses. And such things. Ice Shard kills him, thankfully enough, because 100 base attack is pretty good, actually. Now he's going to go to his Glaceon, because having a glazed-over Glaceon and going to the donut shop with that is quite the envy of everybody. And as you can see, I just took a Specs Ice Beam without any problem, really, without a Violite, so I suppose that having the Violite would help a lot. Now I'm going to go out to my Samurott Shampoo. If you get the reference there, then congratulations. If you don't, then congratulations. Now I'm going to Hydro Pump his Glaceon into low range where Stealth Rock won't kill him, but it won't exactly help him either, and I'm going to just go for the Waterfall now because I want to... yeah. Now I'm going to Waterfall his switch to Ampharos, which does a lot because Mix Samurott actually isn't too bad of a Pokemon. Now I've got his Ampharos at very low health, which is going to be enough for my Piloswine to come in and just Ice Shard him into oblivion by covering him in ice with shards of ice, and then he will be unable to breathe and he will fall into a white hole. It's quite a sad tale that I tell everybody. I tell everybody, I don't tail everybody. If I tailed everybody, that'd be kind of weird. I just am going to wait here until he brings out his Driftblim, and I am honestly surprised that this will kill because I just don't know. I guess I'm underestimating the power of Life Orb Piloswine, even though it's not supposed to be Life Orbed. Probably wouldn't have killed without the Life Orb, but whatever, my mistake ended up helping me out in the end. Now I'm just going to be waiting around for him to bring out his Glaceon, and I'm like, you know what, I'll let you kill this thing. It would be kind of embarrassing for you to lose your signature poke to a NFE, to which he was like, really? I'm not really that embarrassed right now. So I decide to bring out my Sableye, because es un robo! As we all know, everything is a ripoff or a robbery or whatever that phrase means. Anywho, going to confuse Roy with my Prankster ability because it's legal now. Even though I don't really much care for prankster pokes most of the time, and I might change this guy's set because having Protect is kind of stupid. I could change it for Taunt or something else. And I do have Will-O-Wisp on this too, but I don't really see how that's... I mean, it's kind of productive in a sense, but it's helped me out in more situations than none. He's going to Encore my Will-O-Wisp, which isn't going to help me at all, so... being the robber that I am, I'm going to get out of there, because he has caught me with his flying security squirrel. And I'm going to bring out my Ne Kiko Eteru. Of course, that makes me the most giant weeaboo in the entire world, so I'm going to commit suicide because it is impossible for somebody to like something and not be overly obsessed with it this day and age. So now his Molga is going to destroy me with the electric gem powered up Electro Ball, and I would have actually been very shocked had that not killed. Now I'm going to make the mistake of going for Calm Mind, forgetting that he's faster and forgetting that he has Encore. And now he's just going to Encore me into Calm Mind, and I'm just going to be sitting in here for a little while with my freaking horse. My stupid freaking horse, because its Japanese name is Sir Knight, and if you play chess, you know that the horse piece is a knight. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to call this stupid freaking horse because, you know, Raukal. Anywho, just going to wait for Emolga to meet my demise of my Sableye, but I surprisingly live this onslaught. Onslaught, it's really all the same word. I've not narrated for a little while, so I may be a little rusty, but I really don't care that much. It all takes time for you to be able to do whatever you need to do, and I'm going to be narrating more than this today, so hopefully I will have at least one decent narration within this little batch of stuff I am doing today. He's going to hit himself a Confusion, which either way he was going to die, but if he'd killed my Sableye off, then it would have just made things easier and sped things along. He's going to bring out his Charlie! But it's not a unicorn, so it doesn't really make much of a reference there. But it doesn't really make that much of a difference, because, I mean, Charlie Unicorn's always relevant. He's going to Toxic me, and I was wanting to bring out my Gardevoir so he could go for the Toxic again, and I could get the Shed Skin ability off since Trace. But he has other things in mind and goes for the Venoshock, and he obviously has next to no attack because this literally does nothing. That or Venoshock is just like a base 50 move until it hits something that's poisoned. I forget. But, not important. I'm going to finish him off with a Psychic, and that will be the end of the match. So, I hope you guys enjoyed the battle. That was my first NU match, and probably my last NU match, because I really do not like lower tier battles that much, due to the fact that they are mostly stall-oriented, and I do not like stall. But we all know that since they're stall-related, they're automatically better than OU somehow, despite the fact that the same 10 Pokemon are used in all the tiers. Yeah, go on, whine, complain about the quote-unquote unoriginality of OU when you have so many original pokes in lower tiers. But hey, we're not here to complain about lower tiers. We're here to have Pokemon battles and try to have fun, but you can't always have fun when you want to have fun. In fact, I had fun 3 times this week.